If you are not making at least $10,000 per month yet, it's not because you are lazy, it's not because you are stupid, and it's also not because you don't want it bad enough. That's just what the hustle culture gurus tell you when they don't know how to actually help you. But in my opinion, if you are watching this video, you do want it bad enough. And also, I know a lot of rich people, and I was later surprised myself that they are not even as smart as I thought. And I'm a good example of this as well because I'm not stupid. But just 3 years ago, I was working in a supermarket for a minimum wage, just stocking the shelves, and I used to smoke weed every single day. But now I'm making over $10,000 per month at 20, and I also helped 30 of my clients go from 0 to 6 figures per year profit. So like, I'm not special at all. The only difference is that I just stop guessing, Because the real reason why you are not rich yet is because you don't have a system and you don't know what exactly to do every single day. So today I'm gonna give you 3 points. If you follow them, then you will make a lot of money. If you don't follow them, then obviously nothing changes. So the very first point is that you should commit to constant improvement and just constantly learn stuff because business is a game and obviously you should strive to win. Most people fail like right here, bro. Like at the first point, most people fail because they just think that enough is enough. They graduate, they go to college, they have good grades, they have a degree. And now they think that they stop learning forever, like I know everything, I'm a doctor, bro, like I have a degree, I'm a doctor, which is nice, like it's very respectable, but you don't know everything. And especially in business, you cannot stop learning, bro. Because other people will learn and they will just get ahead of you and they will just make more money than you. You will just stay stuck in one place. It's a lifelong game. It's a game of constant growth. So you cannot be that arrogant to think that, yeah, I'm better than everybody else. I know more than this guy. This guy is richer, but I know better, bro. Like I have all the answers. You cannot be that arrogant. You have to learn from rich people and from people who are more successful than you. Otherwise, you'll be stuck. That's the first reason, but there's also 2 more even better reasons that should really motivate you to learn. One of them is that business is simply just people paying other people to solve their problems. So you will get paid money to solve a problem for someone because he cannot solve the problem himself because he doesn't have the knowledge and the skills to solve the problem. But if you do have the skills, then he will give you money. And obviously, if your skills are better and if your knowledge is better, then you can solve bigger problems. You can solve more expensive problems and problems that people will pay you more money for, and then you can ask for more money and you can get paid more money. And also with this comes the fact that you will just be more authority. People will see that you know a lot of stuff. People will see that you understand what you are doing, and they will just want to pay you. They will just want to work with you because they will see that you know more than everybody else. Obviously, you can help someone even right now. Like, you don't have to be a fucking like an expert or just know everything or be like a 10 out of 10 professional. You just have to be like 1, 2, or 3 steps ahead of someone to help him. Like, that's enough, because you know more than him. But then if you still learn and if you still improve, then you will just bring more value to the table, and business is all about how much value you provide. So if you can provide more value, you have better skills and more knowledge, you will just get paid more money and you will get more clients more easily. If you stay in the same level and just have average knowledge, then you will just make average money. You can make a couple thousands of dollars per month like this, that's no problem. But if you want to make at least like 10,000 or over 10,000, then you should just like learn. As they say, the more you learn, the more you earn. Especially because not only you're good at your craft and what you do, but also you will get better at getting clients, you will get better at business. So then getting clients is easier. Especially now when nobody trusts anybody. You have AI everywhere, you have content everywhere, everybody is like, helping everybody is doing business. You need a lot of trust, and how you build the trust is if you show that you actually learned a lot and you know a lot of stuff, and people will trust you for your knowledge and for your skills, not just because you say it, but because they actually see that you know. And also the second reason why you should actually learn is because 20% of the people on the market make 80% of the money. So then the 80% of people only make 20% of the money, because the 20% who make the 80% of the money are just very good. They're just very skilled. They're on top of the game. So they have like huge skills and huge knowledge, and that's why they just conquer the market. And obviously you want to be there. You don't want to be at the 80% or just collecting, the scraps, because business is about competition. You have a lot of competition. So your goal is to be better than the competition so you make more money than them. So how do you do that is you, for example, read books, which I understand you might not like reading. I hate reading myself, bro. Like I didn't read until like a year ago because I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna grind it out. I'm just gonna do it myself, I'm just gonna fail and learn from failures. And I did, bro. Like I did, and it worked, but it was just way more painful than I didn't have to. And it took way more time than it had to. The moment I started reading, I was like, bro, like this guy's a millionaire, this guy's a billionaire, and he wrote a book. So why the fuck would I not just read a book? And if you hate reading, first of all, just read what you like, and then you will like reading. Because you should explore your genuine curiosity. What are you actually interested in? That's why I'm telling you in a lot of videos to just do what you actually like and enjoy. Because if it's your genuine interest, genuine curiosity, then you will just want to learn more about it, and you will want to be better, and you will want to just improve your skills and your knowledge about the thing. And if you really don't like reading, of course you can listen to audiobooks as well. But how I say this, like, I don't like reading, but I like learning how to make more money. They're just simple as that. I like making money, And how do I make more is I read books. So I like reading books because it makes me more money then. Second is obviously you can watch videos on YouTube, especially like my videos, like, you know, like my videos, especially like all the minutes, especially like the entire video, because you need to watch like all the seconds of my videos, like, and all of my, like every single, like all of my videos. Not because like the watch time, you just, no, like you need to see all the video, the entire, you know, video. If I would have a podcast, you can also watch the podcast. I'm saying like, overall, you can just watch videos as well, you know, especially my videos. Learn from other people, from people that do what you want to do, from people who have the skills that you want to have, and just watch them, you know. But still, books are better. And then after that, the next step is just like buying courses and buying mentors and just like actually investing into yourself. That's like the next level. It's like way faster. It's a shortcut, because imagine you buy a mentor or a coach. It's like having someone telling you what exactly to do and like all the time and how to do it. It's like constant accountability, constant feedback, telling you exactly what to do, giving you all the knowledge. So then obviously you will make progress way more faster. This is for people who actually want to take it seriously, people who value their time and who just don't want to like grind for months, but they just want to get there fast. And I'm not saying this like just because I have a mentorship, obviously I do. And like, it would be kind of like stupid if you like not apply for it, you know, like what I'm saying. But like, I'm saying it because that's why I do it, you know? I do it because I know it actually helps people, because it helped me as well. Like, I didn't get a mentor and I was making maybe a couple of $100 per month. And then I got a mentor, I spent all of my money onto him. And since then I was making thousands and thousands of dollars and got to $10,000 per month, and I'm making even more. It was very exponential and very fast, but before I was just grinding for like 1 year or 2 years, just by myself making like a couple $100 per month. And my clients do the same, you know, that's why I do it. I just help them and they just make way more money faster. So you don't have to buy my mentorship. I'm not saying that, you can buy someone else's, but if you're actually serious about it, then you should invest into yourself. Especially because you will realize like how much you don't know. Like, if you get a mentor, you'll say like, bro, like I didn't know all of these things, like there's so much that I didn't know. That's what I realized. I was like, bro, that's crazy, you know. I felt so smart when I got a mentor, because I was like, yeah, now I know all of this sauce, you know, all of these things, and it made me more money. Just be obsessed with learning, which means ideally be obsessed with what you do, because how much money you make depends purely on how much you know and how good you are at what you do. But now the problem is that even if you know everything, like you read all the books and got all the mentors, especially my mentor, and watch all of my videos, like even if you do all of this, and you don't have the second point, it's completely useless, because the second point is that you need to master decision making. You need to be good at making decisions, because even if you have all the knowledge in the world, but you don't use it well, it's a waste. It was a complete waste of time. Business is all about decisions. In fact, your entire life is about decisions. So if you make bad decisions, you will have bad results in business and in life overall, and you will just not make the money that you want, because you have a decision, you make a decision in your head that influences your action and what you do, and obviously what you do influences the results you get. So it's about what did you work on, what business model did you choose, what mentor did you choose, you know, and what did you say in the content, what did you forget about, what did you ignore, what did you decide to do, where did you go. All of these, everything is a decision, and it affects your life more than you think. And decisions compound, like decisions are exponential. That's what Naval Ravikant says in his book Almanac of Naval, is that decisions scale, meaning that if you make a decision, for example, you choose this business model and it's a wrong one. Now it's not just that you choose the wrong business model, but you wasted months of your life failing. If you choose the good one, you will get rich faster. Same with getting a mentor. If you chose the wrong one, you wasted money and you wasted your life. If you choose a good one, then you will make way more money faster. You will make more money back within a couple of months. This is why you need point number one, because your brain only works with the information that it has, right? You don't know what you don't know. So if you want to make a decision, but you have limited amount of information, then the decision might not be right. For example, if you would be choosing like a training plan or a diet plan in the gym, and you would see like veganism, you know, like, yeah, I think we can agree, like veganism is shit, right? I think we can agree on that. So if you would choose veganism because you don't know it's shit, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna save the animals, I'm gonna save the planet, I'm gonna eat plants, bro. And then you would just be a vegan. You would probably lose your gains and you will be fucking sick, because you just made this one wrong decision because you didn't have all the information necessary to make a good decision. And one decision is scaled and it influences your entire life for the next couple, at least weeks and months. So it's just about seeing the bigger picture and then synthesizing this information and using all the information you have to make good decisions. And for that, you have to actually think about it. You have to actually use your brain. Don't just do stuff. Don't just take action. Don't just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do the work, you know, blindly like a robot. That's what I did for a long time, and it just wasted my life. You have to actually think about what you are doing. If you care about what you do, you will think about it all the time, because business is a lifestyle. You cannot just go into your business and just like do the work and then never think about it again, like in a 9 to 5. You cannot really do this, Because business is like just a lifestyle. You have to think about it all the time, and so you can make the decisions all the time. When you're in car or in school or in your work or whatever you're doing, you can just think about the business, think it through, consider all of the options, consider all of the opportunities and possibilities, and then decide on one great decision, and then do the decision and make it and put it into action, and then just do the work. If you care and if you think, you will see the opportunities that other people miss because they don't care and they don't think. Also, back to the 80-20% rule, 20% of your work will give you 80% of results because it scales. So if you can spend like 20% of your time, bro, thinking is just 20% of the work. So if you just think, but you make good decisions, it will give you 80% of the results because the decision completely influences like your entire fucking income and outcome. Your decisions have the biggest impact on what you do and how you do it and how much money you make. Even though it sounds like a small thing, it actually is like one of the most important things. So simply just be all in and don't treat your business like a job. Treat it as a lifestyle, treat it as a craft, and try to be as good as possible at the thing that you are doing. Because if you care and if you think and if you have all the information from point number one, then you will outsmart everybody and you will be at the 20% of people who get 80% of the money. But now the problem is that even if you know all of this, even if you do all of this, this is where most people still fail because they think and they have the information but they don't do the work, which is point number 3. You have to actually learn how to do deep work and how to be effective, so you outwork everybody without actually working more. Most people fail right here because they say they don't have time. And I understand it because maybe you have a 9-to-5, maybe you have a school, maybe you have a girlfriend, you go to the gym, you have a fuck ton of hobbies. I did as well. Like, I understand how it is to be busy and to run a business at the same time. I used to go to school and I used to have a 9-to-5. But like in the school days, I was there like for less hours, but still I had a part-time job at least. I had a girlfriend and I was going to the gym and I was running a business, and I still had like other hobbies as well, just going out with my friends, and I still could make money. And I will tell you exactly why and how to do it, because you just need to understand you do have time. But the second point of view basically, or the other side of that, is that there are people who are actually grinding. Maybe you don't have a job, maybe you don't have school, maybe you're actually going full like all in on business, you're making money. And you are maybe even grinding like 12 hours a day or even 8 hours a day, just really working hard on your business. But then you still wonder, if you are someone like me, when I used to do this, I was still wondering, why am I not making the money that I want to make? Why does it feel like I still don't have time? Why am I working 12 hours, but it doesn't feel like it? Well, in both of these scenarios, one of the main reasons what people don't even notice is that they waste a lot of time that they don't even know about. And obviously you know that you shouldn't be scrolling, you shouldn't be watching fucking porn, you shouldn't be, watching Netflix, watching movies, but sometimes you still do it. Sometimes in moderation it's fine, but I would say just don't fucking do it, bro. Like, don't be a retard, don't fuck up your own business by wasting your time because you think that, yeah, well, I'm just gonna scroll for 5 minutes. Now it's been 20 minutes, it's been 30 minutes, it's been 1 hour. I'm gonna just listen to this one song. No, but you replay the song multiple times and then you listen to other songs as well. And I'm gonna just chat with my friend. Yeah, you think it's 5 minutes, but you chat with him for 30 minutes. These are the sneaky things that you don't even know about, but it wastes hours and hours of your time. But mostly what you have to understand is that you only need 3 hours every single day. You don't need 12, you don't need 8. This is not a job, because business pays you only purely based on the quality of the work that you do, not how much you work. And if you learn how to do the good work, how to work well, then you only need 3 hours to be able to do this in the first place. Well, if you run a business already, if you just don't have a job, then just, I will tell you exactly how to do it. Now, if you do have a job, if you go to school, then you are still pretty busy, and maybe finding 3 hours in your day is still like hard. You might still say, yeah, but I don't have 3 hours. In that case, you need to just make priorities, and you need to be more aware of your time. What do you actually do? Why do you take, for example, like cold showers, bro? Why do you run? Why do you do all of these productivity habits? Why do you meditate? I'm not saying to not be like healthy. Of course you should be healthy, but bro, like, what is your priority? Is it a priority to go into cold shower and be like, yeah, I'm boosting my immune system, bro? Or is it to make money? And both is fine. It's up to you, but you just have to decide. And even if you don't do these things, then you just have to remove the sneaky stuff from your life, which is listening to music between work sessions. It's scrolling, it's chatting with friends, it's watching Netflix. It's all these little things that compound. And then in both cases, whether we have a job or not, most people waste time even when they just sit down to do the work, because they just don't actually work. They check their phone multiple times, they chat with their friends, they do all of this stuff that I mentioned, but they do it while they are working. And so then they are sitting at their desk and they think, yeah, I'm working right now, but no, you are not working, you are not actually productive. They are doing multiple other things and switching tasks all the time and switching your attention and destroying your focus. That's why it feels like you are working all day, but nothing actually gets done. And I felt like this all the time Even like after I made money, I was just like, yeah, I'm working 12 hours a day. I had time to work a lot. But then I checked like, then I stood up, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get some food, blah, blah, blah. I'm exhausted. I was working all day, bro. And then I checked my to-do list and I did maybe 2 things. And I also skipped the gym. So that's why nothing changes, because no real work is actually happening. You think you are productive, but you are not. What you have to do is very simple. You just have to take what you learned, make good decisions, and then just do the work properly. And you have to learn deep work and how to actually focus. So that means just focusing on one task only. Put your phone away, turn it off so you don't even have the temptation to just grab it and check it out. Get some headphones, just play some music and just focus on one thing for 90 minutes. Set a 90-minute timer, because in deep work your brain works in 90-minute intervals. So set a 90-minute timer. Mostly you are just conscious of your time. That's like the biggest part of that. You are conscious of your time. You see it running out, so you don't want to waste it. You don't want to be on your phone. You don't want to switch tasks because you see your time just running out. And what you have to understand mostly is that you need to get into the flow state, into like focus, and that takes about 20 minutes. So you would sit there and just do the work for 20 minutes until you get into the flow state. But if you interrupt yourself, if you grab your phone, if someone texts you, if you just switch the task, if you switch your attention, then this resets. Because this is exactly just like falling asleep. When you're falling asleep, it takes about 20 minutes until you fall asleep. But if after 20 minutes someone wakes you up, then you don't just go back to sleep like instantly. It takes another 20 minutes until you fall asleep again. So this is the exact same thing. You cannot break your focus because it just resets all the time. So the 30 seconds you spent on your phone, it's not 30 seconds wasted, it's like at least 20 minutes wasted. And if you do this multiple times while you're working, then you'll be just sitting at your desk for 12 hours, but wonder why there's nothing done. But if you do that, then you will just focus and you will be way more effective, way more productive when you work, and you will do a lot of work done because everybody is distracted. But if you actually focus on the task, it will be good and it will be faster to do it. You will just get way more work done in just 3 hours than most people get done in 12. And also, to be able to do this in the first place, you have to fix your environment. Because if everything you do brings you way more dopamine than the work, and if the work is the most boring thing ever and brings you no purpose, then obviously you will hate the work. Especially if you also hate what you are doing. If you don't actually care about it, you'll just not be able to focus. If you scroll in the morning, your dopamine is fucked. If you watched a movie yesterday, you think about the movie right now. If you eat junk food, then you get hungry and you have to get up and just get some food. Or you just listen to music, or you think about the video game that you played yesterday. This is called the attention residue. It basically means you still think about the things that you did before work or while you are working. So it's still in your brain and you still think about it, so you cannot really 100% focus on the task and on the work. It's like an athlete training for a marathon. He will probably not eat fucking McDonald's every single day. He will probably just have a nice routine, and he will probably just actually try to consume good things because he wants to optimize his athletic performance. And you as an entrepreneur should optimize your brain performance and just consume good things as well. Don't scroll, don't watch movies, don't play video games, don't fuck up your dopamine, and just learn how to focus. That's why, again, you should actually care about what you do, because again, you cannot treat it as a 9 to 5. You cannot just complete the task. You have to actually try to make it good and be effective. And if you enjoy what you do, then focus becomes easy because the work is fun and you will hate the distractions. But I'm telling you, if you combine all these 3 points, there's no way you will fail, because you will learn a fuck ton of things, you will be very knowledgeable, you will know a lot, you will make great decisions in your business and think about it all the time, and then you will do high quality work and you will not even spend so much time doing that. So that's it, that's the entire system. If you do this, there's no way you will fail. I hope it helped you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way, and watch all of my videos, all of the fucking minutes and all that. But yeah, thank you very much and see you next time.